Yeah, and we're live. Welcome back to another episode of the First Division podcast. Uh, Glad to have you with us. I am back again with uh, my guest, the man with the plan, Drew. How are you, my friend?
Just
Hey, what's going on,
chilling.
man? So I was looking at your picture that you sent me, man, and that looks like some good stuff that you're growing. Yeah, man. And you were like, I like the caption. You were like, let's smoke. And I said, well, and I wanted to answer you in a cheeky way and say, like, hey, man, you can smoke all you want.
I'll ship you an egg.
Yeah, you can. I don't know if I'm gonna smoke it. I'll just put it in my. I'll wait until you come and then you can smoke it.
I think you can do that. I heard that's what like the big guys do. They ship the weed in like partial, like eight, so then they can get through. And if they lose one, it's not that big of a deal. But also the small packaging like that goes the quickest, and they don't check it. So that's what was interesting to me from that.
What would be the best way to kind of preserve something like that?
Just put it in like a turkey bag.
Just like in a Ziploc bag and like air sealed.
No, like a special one. It's called turkey bags. I don't know if they make small ones like that though. Or you can just put it in like a little plastic container. It wouldn't be that bad for a couple of days.
And then I'm assuming that if you put it like in a dry and dark place, it'll kind of last a little bit.
Yeah, well, if it's dried out, it'll be good.
Yeah, like
Uh,
a
if you put it in like a air
yeah.
sealing jar, it'll last forever.
Oh, that sounds good.
Airtight seal. So
Yeah, so you can't let oxygen like hit the final product.
because it'll dry out, yeah, in the long run.
Yeah, and so what happens
Uh,
when
so,
really?
it's a plant. So like any plant, like you outside, and then you just leave it outside. Will just turn into like branches and break apart. And, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Decompose.
yeah, for sure. So like if you're like just leave it out and you have oxygen all the time, like interact with the plant, so will it lose its strength?
You mean when it's all dry and ready to smoke it?
Yeah, exactly.
No, it'll probably just don't want it to turn. It'll get to that point where it'll just crumble and turn to like a powder.
And then when it turns into a powder, that's not good for people to smoke.
No, it's fine, but it's just how long are you're not going to be able to like break off little nuts and smoke it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see. So you would have to like instead of having like a long drawn out like cigarette, you would have to like maybe stuff it into a pipe and smoke it or something like that.
Yeah, or I mean, you can roll it up and then smoke a blunt or something, or a joint. You can do that, but I'm just saying, if you're trying to, if you get a large amount, you're trying to preserve. You're not going to leave it all out and try to smoke it. So they get a good amount and stay away from it.
Yeah, so that would be my question. Like, does the THC kind of like lessen when you let it just sit there, or
Oh,
the flavor,
no,
or
I don't. That I don't know. I don't think so though,
yeah,
because I heard it's probably like a certain point where yeah, like anything, but it's supposed to be dried out, and then when it's dry, you leave it in the jar. And some guy had it for like 20 years or something. He had all these different flavors. Those were good.
yeah, that's what's interesting because do you know how kind of like wine works? Do you have any idea how kind of wine works? Well, it depends, right? So, like for example, the problem with wine, or one of the problems with wine is, have you ever you've drank wine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and what happens is the number one problem for wine is oxidation, which means like oxygen getting uh, in contact with the wine. Because what happens is over time, the more oxygen that reaches the alcohol, the wine kind of disintegrates into kind of a vinegar flavor. It turns into vinegar, actually.
Oh,
So yeah, so what happens is because you're right, because in a bottle of wine, the wine kind of is still not fermented, but it's kind of living inside the bottle, and it it can get better with age if it's in a dark place. It's stored in a like a cabinet or a wine rack. There's proper temperature, there's proper humidity. Then yes, then it can last longer. But then what happens is it even if it reaches like for example 10 years, uh, the cork will start to disintegrate and more oxygen will seep in, and that's the biggest enemy for wine. Uh, the wines that really age well are ones that are like sealed properly and are in like a pressurized environment. Otherwise, it'll be just vinegar.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that. So then how do they preserve wine for a long period of time then?
Well, like for example, there's sometimes you'll find like articles where uh, some explorers will find like bottles of wine under the sea in some kind of shipwreck, and then I don't know, that's a 200-year-old shipwreck, and then they'll bring it up to the surface. They'll open the wine, and the wine will be perfect. Well, because under the sea, the pressure changes, so the pressure is not the same as if it was on land. So the pressure plus the bottle is still sealed, plus the pressure is putting uh, kind of a strong pressure against the bottle. Plus, those bottles are stored in a case, and in that way, those wine plus the humidity under the ocean is different than on land. Then you could preserve those wines, and they taste really, really good. Uh, the people that want to store wine for like maybe I would say 20 years or so, they have it in like
Yeah,
a they have it in a kind of a wine cellar, and they buy like humidifiers or dehumidifiers, and they keep the room that they store the wine in or the fridge that they store the wine in at a constant temperature all the time, and those wines will preserve. But even then, if you preserve it to about 20 years or so, then you would have to drink it because after 20 years, eventually that wine will on its own turn into vinegar.
that's crazy.
Yeah, it's really crazy.
Why is it turning into vinegar?
That I don't know. That's a good question, but I think that it turns into vinegar because of the way that the fermenting and the way it's stored and the process of making wine in the oak barrels, and for some reason it just turns into vinegar.
Because wine isn't wine just red pretty much?
Yeah, exactly. It's just mashed up grapes, and that's all it is. And then they let it ferment in these. It depends how you want to ferment it, but they ferment them in oak barrels or stainless steel barrels. But yeah, it's just grapes. It's just mashed up grapes.
That's crazy. Well, because when I
Yeah.
went to visit my in Solvang, that's like big wine place. I think we talked about last time. Not too much about the wine, but they gave me a couple of bottles or whatever. But that place is just filled with gold.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
I don't mean it like that, but I'm just saying like that's the main thing people do. You know what I mean? Besides other things.
Like just get drunk from wine.
Yeah, like there's a difference if you drink and you're active and you do things like you go to dinner, you do different things. You're not just there's not much to do up there, so it's like there's really just that's what they're known for is the wineries or go take a day and you hit the different wineries. And then my best part is where you spend so much, you get a free bottle and stuff like that. So it's like it's too easy to get stuck. Dude, they had a whole. He didn't even drink wine before. This dude had a huge ass rack with nothing but wine on it.
Oh, that's a good collection.
No, yeah, but they were drinking it all the time. It wasn't like a good collection. Like it was just sitting there, and they did it when people came over. I think they were 12 people.
So it was like a working collection where like he collected bottles, but those bottles were meant for drinking.
Yeah, but the difference is like wine. I would say probably wine dehydrates you more than beer. So wine do get super fucked up, you know. Compared to beer, it dehydrates you, but you can drink a couple beers and be straight. Wine, like you must be like the fruit or something. All the
Yeah,
sugar and stuff.
yeah, and wine definitely dehydrates you. That's why they serve you like a carafe of water every time they serve you. Like, for example, if you go to a restaurant and you order a bottle of wine, they usually provide you one or two carafes of water because it's meant that.
Crazy, huh?
Yeah, it's crazy. The water is there just to meant for you to hydrate.
I don't know if I got that when I went some places before.
Well, it depends where you
Interesting.
go. I mean, if you go to like a high end restaurant, they should serve you or at least offer the fact that they would offer like a carafe of water for you. If you order a bottle, if you order a glass, then probably not. But if you order a bottle, then yeah, probably.
That would make more sense to me, I guess.
Yeah, and plus, besides, I mean, if you go up to Solvang or Santa Barbara, I mean, the wine, I mean, it's wine country, and if you're immersed in the culture, that's different too. Like you're the one that like has a winery, and you're looking over how to make different wines, and you're tasting and drinking wine. That's also different than if you're just like drinking bottles of wine every day of the week.
Yeah. Get fucking super fucked up.
Yeah, man.
So what's wrong with that?
There, there's nothing wrong with that, man. Go for it.
I'm just
Do
kidding,
you.
man. Oh no, I'm not doing that. I can't do that.
Yeah, I mean,
My
but I
body
mean,
cannot
my body can't handle
take
that
that.
either, man. But if you're into that, I mean, like, that's on you, you know? Do what you want to do. That's the no
Just
judgment,
don't
man.
drag me down with you. Just kidding.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, but
Yeah, you should have
you
seen
know,
it the next day. They felt so terrible.
oh, for sure. Especially, man, if you don't hydrate, if you don't properly hydrate, I mean, all the listeners out there, I mean, properly hydrate if you're gonna drink bottles of wine. I mean, if you're gonna drink bottles of wine, do so, but make sure you stay properly hydrated.
That's for sure. Because I'm gonna do too much the next day. I felt pretty much okay. I don't drink like that, but it kind of sucked. It kind of ruined the trip a little bit because he drank the night before we went out, and it was like, dude, what the?
Well,
We got all hammered the night before.
did he invite you to a restaurant?
No, that's what I thought was. This is this is the last time I saw him. I thought this was weird. He took me to a hotel restaurant. It's like, dude, we're in Solvang. There's all these different restaurants, and you don't want to go take me to a hotel restaurant. Weird.
Oh, especially in Solvang, man. Solvang is a great place for like cafes and like
That's what I'm
really
saying. You
nice
don't think that's kind of
restaurants.
weird? Almost like the vibe, like we're just gonna go here to get something to eat, you know?
That almost sounds like you're just gonna go to Taco Bell and then have a bottle of wine or something like that.
Yeah, I would rather gone by myself somewhere or something. I mean, that shouldn't matter.
That
I
doesn't
think that
matter.
maybe they were fucked up. I don't know. You know? We did drink a good amount. Like I was faded, but
Yeah, but you know, like if you go to like a nice steak restaurant or something, you have a nice big steak with like baked potatoes. Oh man, and then you have and then you have like a glass of or two glasses of red wine. You'll be straight, man. You won't even. That'd be nice.
right, fucking most of the day, and then go to some cheap fucking like appetizer foods at a hotel. Like what?
Yeah, no, man. You got to make it like an event, you know? Like you got to make it like, you know, we're gonna go and have a nice dinner, and then we can enjoy the wine with it, you know?
Yeah, no, I agree. Well, they wanted to take me to a couple wineries or whatever, so I get that. But then They didn't really
Yeah,
have
did
food
you
at
go?
those places. That was weird. I don't like
No.
that vibe anyways, dude. Fucking it's all older people that are like dressed up super nice, and then like think they're like a hot shot or something. They're dressed up in suits and shit. What the fuck?
Yeah,
In a suit to go drink on the patio wine. That's weird.
I never understood that, man. I mean, I like wine tasting. I like to go wine tasting. It's a nice event because it's calm and it's quiet. I kind of like the atmosphere, but I don't like the pretentiousness of it, you know?
I think that it's probably I don't know, dude. Yeah, I respect. I think maybe it's just oh, that's what I was gonna get at. I think it's maybe just an opportunity too for the stuff. You know what
Have you have you ever been wine tasting, like on a proper wine tasting kind of like you went with like two or three friends and you went to a couple of wineries and actually did the
That's
tasting?
what I did. It's all made.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
got
I like the
a real
tasting.
taste for it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I like the tasting because you can go to like, but man, if you go to like two or three wineries and even though you taste like a little bit of each wine, it adds up, man. By the end of the day, you're kind of drunk, man.
Yeah, you are drunk. I was faded.
Yeah, you think like you can handle all those little small little pours of wine, which you can, everybody can, but then by the end of the evening or the end of the day, you're pretty smashed, man. You don't
Yeah,
have any
I don't
food.
know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. How could you not be?
Yeah, exactly. If you have no food and no water.
Yeah, you'd be hurt for sure.
Yeah, for sure, man.
That's a that's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, for sure. Especially if you want to get back to your accommodations at the end of the tasting, man. Yeah, but man, like the only thing that I don't like about wine tasting, like I like wine, but the thing I don't like about wine or wine tasting is why does it have to be so pretentious? Like, why do you have to be snobby about wine? I mean, like it seems like everybody's a wine expert and nobody knows anything about it, you know?
Yeah, no, that's true. Well, I don't think too many people know too much about wine, right? Just maybe red, white, different like
Yeah,
Cabernets.
man.
Yeah,
I
like
think like everybody knows red and white, and then the prices. Like if it's expensive, then I'm not gonna buy it.
right?
Yeah, man. But or like you go to these like wine tasting and you're like, oh my friend, this is this is a red Cabernet Sauvignon. Oh, it's from and where do you ferment the wine? Oh, we ferment it in 12 months in French oak. And shut up, man. Just drink the wine and get the next one.
Yeah.
Nobody in the end, like nobody gives a fuck if it's fermented in French oak or American oak. You just want to drink.
No. Also, fucking, you probably mostly get that though in those like Middle Eastern. That's just an Italian restaurant, right? Like Middle Eastern restaurants. Maybe. I'm not trying to pinpoint it.
No,
But
it
the guys
depends
that
on
try
where
to
the
sell
people.
you.
Yeah, exactly.
Almost like you go to 7-Eleven. Dude, I've had this happen so many times. You go to 7-Eleven, and the guy I'll ask for. He would be like, "Oh, you want two?" When did I ever say two in a conversation? I said, I just want one, But they do it all the time because they're always trying to sell you another one, and then most people will be like, "All right," if you're not thinking about it realistically. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Where like To be honest, in that situation, it's usually cheaper to only buy one than the two.
Well, yeah, it's like they're trying to upsell you more. Yeah, like what?
Yeah,
I
exactly.
came in fucking looking to buy one thing. I came out with 5. Like, how the fuck did this happen?
They try to sell you
I'm
more
on the
stuff.
phone with this. Yeah, I'm on the phone with this idiot. I came in for one thing, and this idiot's telling me, "Oh, get this better deal."
Yeah, exactly. They always try to sell you something and try to get you buy stuff. They try to get you to buy more stuff than you actually need. That always happens.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, have you ever
I guess it's you go. It's when you go out somewhere and then I don't know, oh, I need this too.
Yeah, man. Have you ever been to a supermarket or something like that, or a grocery store, and you're like, okay, I need this, and that. So you say, like, you write a list and you're like, okay, I need like 3 things. And then you walk out with like 15 things.
Yeah, I've done that. So it's not really a grocery store or something. It's like I only need to get a couple things and I walk out with like 50 bucks worth of shit. It's like, what?
Yeah, man. That always happened to me, like in those stores like Target, man.
Not that I won't like use it or whatever, but it's just like I didn't need to spend it at that time. That's what I've been working on more lately, though. Like I don't need to buy certain things. Oh, I was gonna tell you something I did get into that's pretty dope. Though. I don't really want to tell everybody like what it is. Because I'm start checking what you're looking for. But so if you go on like certain websites, like where you can buy like rings and stuff, you can.
Yeah.
So I got this ring. I knew it was a good deal. It was like 350 bucks. This is what started. It was 350. I was looking for a diamond ring. This is when I was making good money. I wanted to buy something just for myself or whatever. So I ended up getting this ring off the internet. Dude, it's worth $650. And I knew it was worth way more. I knew it was way more. I knew it was worth way more because of the diamonds and everything. And there's like a key to finding the and yeah, so I found this one recently. Dude, it was $100. It's a half carat, the same as my other one, but this one's almost maybe even nicer, and the diamonds look almost nicer, but whatever. So it's a half carat. Oh, it can't be. I don't know, whatever. But it's a half carat, and the guy said the retail value is like $1,300. I don't think that. It's probably less, but. Sure. He gave it to me for $270, dude. Because if I don't keep it, I can turn around and make it.
Yeah, but if it's retailing, if you could find out that it's retailing at $1,000, and then you bought it for $270, man, you just like almost tripled your profit.
That's what I'm saying.
So that's a good deal, man.
Once I get it, I'm gonna go get it appraised and see what it says.
Do you have a loop at home?
What do you mean?
Well, a loop is like a magnifying glass that you can check to see if like the diamond is like little black spots or not. That's because diamonds are made from coal or a byproduct.
No, I don't look at that. I just look at the diamonds to see. That's smart, but I just look to see how they shine and what kind of colors they give off. To be honest, I just know what to look for.
That's also good.
Sell for the most. You know what I mean?
Does it matter when you're buying diamonds? Does it matter about the cuts, like the way the diamond is cut, or that doesn't matter?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. The cut, like that'll give you right there an inclination of the diamond right there because of the cut. It'll give you like that. It'll just give off different colors, like all like full spectrum colors if light hits it.
Because you know that the colors are clean.
Yeah, that's how you know. Other people get white diamonds that don't shine in the light or anything, or they don't give off different colors. Almost looks like it sparkles, you know, if you move it a little bit or whatever. Just it's crazy. It looks dope, but like what the rappers have with the chains and stuff like that. Those are the diamonds that I'm getting. I'm not getting them as big and shit, and not getting crazy ass stuff, but nice rings that like you're like, oh, like you could see it, and it's nice, and it's a half carat. So like that's pretty crazy. And they're not they're definitely worth more than what I'm paying. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're getting those nice clean cut diamonds.
I am.
Nice. That's the way you want to.
Right.
That's the way you want to handle business, man.
Crazy, huh?
Yeah, man. But that's
I don't know.
great.
I just came across that. I didn't know if I should buy it or not. I was like, should I buy it?
Well, did you buy it off the internet?
I guess I did.
Or were you able to like actually see the diamonds like in person?
No, I'll wait till I get it, and then they ship it, and then when I get it.
Oh, I see.
But I already know from the pictures. Some people post shitty pictures, so it's like, well, I'm not gonna buy something if I can't tell like what it looks like, and then someone will post shines like that. Or you can see the different colors on the diamonds when they take the picture. I'm gonna get that one because that's.
Yeah, and plus, when the seller is like putting up like
Well, I asked them too.
quality pictures.
Yeah, of course. Like, what's up with the diamonds? And then the guy told me, he's like, this diamond's like all of this. He didn't tell me how much it went for, but that's all I need to know. Diamonds are worth more than the gold ring. The gold ring might only be worth. It depends on the weight, right? So the grams, but it's like
Right.
Okay, so that's only 5 grams, but that it's not 100% gold, 14 karat. So then that shit's probably only like $20. It's probably only like $100 in gold. But the diamonds or whatever are going to be worth the most. They're at least like $50 a pop or something like that. That's really cheap.
Do you know why they put? Do you know why they put like 14 karat gold, 18 karat gold, 24 karat gold? Do you know why they do that? I just learned this kind of.
Isn't it just how much gold is in there, right? Pure.
That as well. Well, the gold is pure. When they say like 14 karat gold,
but it's coated with something else, right?
24 exactly.
Karat gold come from like a brick of gold.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, but
right?
When there's like 14 karat gold, like for example, if you buy like a 14 karat gold ring, there's pure gold in there, but they also add like nickel and platinum, I think. Yeah. And I
Platinum's not bad though. Platinum's expensive.
Platinum is very expensive. Yeah. I think the reason why they do that is because like I heard, I don't know if this is true or not or anything like this, but what I heard is if you buy like a pure gold ring, for example, right? And with no extra added metals, the problem with gold is eventually after a while, because it's like for example, a ring, it's a small amount of gold. I mean, it's pure gold, but it's small, right? It's not a bar. Yeah, exactly. It'll get soft and eventually it'll disintegrate. Like you won't have gold left.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
How do you get the 24 karat gold bars that are worth like grands?
Like those actual bars? Like those bars?
Looking at them to buy one eventually. That's good. That's another reason why I bought these rings. They're good investments, dude. They're not going to lose value. Gold might go up or down, but it's not going to lose value like stock or fucking thing. That could possibly just vanish. Gold's not going anywhere.
Exactly. No, it's a good investment, but you have to buy those bars. Those bars will not disintegrate because there's a lot of gold packed into that bar. Do you know what I mean? They made the bar solid. So, and there's a lot of pure or as pure as you can get in that bar. So that's a great investment. But like, for example, a pure gold ring, because there's not a lot of gold there anyway. It's not a lot of material. It's just a small ring. Then that'll eventually disintegrate. So that's not a good investment.
Yeah. That's not a good investment.
But if you had bars like those, if you watch like Goldfinger James Bond, where the guy is buying gold bars, that's a good investment.
Roll up with gold bars. What's up, guys?
Can you imagine? You're going out to dinner. You're like, you got any cash? No, I got this.
Shit, dude.
Yeah.
That'd
Fuck
be
your
rude.
service.
But
Like you just give them a gold bar.
here you go, young lady.
Yeah.
Here's your well earned tip. Oh, smokes! Probably pass out.
Yo, she'd probably pass out, man. She'd be like, what the fuck? You know, I think her first reaction would be like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this, man?
Fucking catch that shit. I quit my job, dude.
Yeah, me too. Me too, right on the spot, man.
Oh fuck, I'm rich. Later. No, that'd
I'd
only
be
be
like,
like probably $6,000. I think they're only worth like $6,000.
yeah, I think so.
It
But
depends
still,
on like the size.
I'd still quit my waiter job or waitressing job for that, man.
Would you?
Yeah, fuck that. Unless everybody tip me in gold bars, then fuck it. I'll serve you whatever you want, man.
Oh man, that'd be sick.
Yeah, you want that?
Everybody
You want that
starts
extra
getting.
cappuccino? You want that extra cappuccino? You got it, my friend.
So I'll give you 10. I'll wait here all day. You let me know what else you need. I'll be your servant.
Yeah, exactly, man. If you're gonna tip me like 5 gold bars at the end of the night, man.
Do you need me to walk you to your car and open the door for you, sir?
I'll pre-warm it up while you're still like on the toilet, man.
Then you find out he has a sick car, so you're like, fuck, I'll just steal this. I'm just kidding.
You're just like, oh fuck this guy. I'll just drive it home.
You can get a taxi, he's got money.
and then you contact Uber and you're like an Uber driver with the fucking Rolls Royce, man.
Or you go to pull up and pick him up and you're like, what am I doing? You just take off.
Could you imagine if you just drive off, right? He leaves his Rolls Royce. He drive up. The next day, he orders an Uber. It's you. You show up with his own car.
Oh man.
He'd be like, fuck you, this is my car. I'd be like, nah, man, it's mine now.
Where are we going, sir? Give him an Uber ride in his own car.
Yeah, exactly. You're the Uber driver with his own car.
When you get to the destination, tell him to get the fuck out.
Yeah, make sure you give me the 5 stars. The
Don't wait shit, I don't care.
He's like, but then he asks you, like, what about my car? I said, well, what about your car?
I'll back to you at the end of the day. After I make tons of money Uber driving.
Hey, why not? I'm sure that happens somewhere.
Put thousands of miles. Put that work.
Oh man. You know who would buy it after that? If you put so many thousand miles on that Rolls Royce or whatever on that car, you know who would buy it?
Who?
Fucking Jay Leno, man.
Why's that?
Jay Leno, he has like a museum full of like cars, man.
What?
Yeah, dude. Jay Leno is like a avid car collector. He has like all types of cars, man, from like early type of cars.
That's money?
He made so much money from that late night show that he did, dude.
Oh yeah, I can believe that.
Yeah. I don't know how much money he made, but he made a lot of money from that night show he did, that late night show. And he opened up a museum where is it? I don't know where exactly. Calabasas or no, Calabasas, no. I don't know. But I don't know where his museum is, but it's a museum. Like, he has a museum of cars, man.
That's intense.
Yeah. You know what's also intense about his museum? It's not only has a museum, but they're all insured, so he can drive them. They're legal. He can drive them anywhere he wants, if he wants to.
Oh dang, that's crazy. That's so much money though?
Yeah? Paying all that money for insurance?
There's gotta be a way it works it out though. The museum, you have to pay to go to the museum or it's free.
Yeah, I think what happens is that because he's running a museum, then the museum kind of pays for the insurance. Yeah, I think you're right.
Or something like that. It's gotta have some kind of
Something worth.
Yeah, for
He's just
sure. I'm
like, oh,
thinking
he
maybe
just keeps it there, like, hey, check it out. He keeps it there for stores, and they pay for the insurance when he wants to drive it. He just goes and picks it up that day or whatever. He's like, I'm gonna drive this today. No, picking up a bunch of cars, just taking one.
yeah, exactly. To be honest, I think you might have
I don't-
something like that, man.
That'd be sick.
Yeah, so like he says, like I
That
want to
guy's
drive
clown.
my. Yeah, that for sure, man. That guy's a clown. But I mean, like, if he takes his pick, man, he's like, I want to drive this 1933 Ferrari or whatever, and like, okay, and then he drives to Starbucks and puts it back into his museum.
Yeah, that's cool. No, I don't mean a clown like that. I'm not downplaying him. I'm saying a clown as far as like he's funny. And I remember like the bobblehead of that fool, like the dog or bobblehead or something.
I remember
I always
those, dude.
remember that. And I remember some comedian making fun of that fool, dude. And it was so funny because he was talking and he was shaking his head the whole time. He's like, look at me. Fucking shaking his head. And he's bobbling it back and forth and touching his head and bobbling it. He's, look at me. I'm Jay. It was so funny, dude. It's an old video, but it's so funny.
I remember those bobbleheads, man.
Do you?
I remember seeing them. I don't know the video, but I remember seeing them around, like people had them.
You didn't really go to baseball or anything, huh?
To baseball? Not really.
Stuff like that.
No, to baseball games, no.
Oh man, dude.
So not really. The things I went to were mostly I mostly went to soccer matches only. Not really baseball.
I only went to friends and stuff, and then party and shit there. I didn't go to watch baseball. Baseball.
Oh, fucking baseball!
That's where all the retard kids go. Just kidding. Baseball.
I love baseball.
I'm going to see baseball. Baseball.
I love baseball. And baseball loves me.
Oh man, they get hit in the fucking face with the line drive. Oh, that shit's no joke, dude. That shit, the line drive thing. They had to like put up more things, and people were getting hit. And I was on video for that. Did I tell you about that? My ex-girlfriend.
No, what happened?
I don't care about the video. You can look it up. It's on YouTube. But they put it on ESPN.
Your ex-girlfriend got hit by a baseball?
No. I went with my ex-girlfriend to an Angels game. This was like maybe 8 years ago. This is where I was dating from Laverne. And dude, it's so funny. So we used to go to games all the time, and I got good tickets, and we're sitting like left field in the bottom row, like good seats where you would be on camera if the line drive went or something. Well, this dude hits a line drive, but it's not a line drive. It's like a line drive, but it's like good height, so it's coming down. It's not just going straight, whatever. I don't know if that's a line drive, maybe like a pop fly, but it wasn't, whatever. I knew it was coming straight for us, dude. So I had a beer in my hand and I tried to catch it. But when I went to try to catch it, the beer in my cup went out as I was trying to catch it, and I almost caught it, dude. But it fucked me up because I saw the beer like leaving my cup, and it fucked me up. So I got the guy in front of me, and like people were like, "Oh!" and fucking it hit off my cup, and then it rolled right in front of me, and this little fucking kid got it, dude. And I was like, "Damn it!" But they had it on tape. It's funny. It was on ESPN that night when we went to her work. It was on the big screen. She worked at this restaurant.
I have to check out that video, man. But that sucks. You almost had it in your cup, and then
it doesn't mean anything to me. I don't care. You know what I mean? It's not like an autograph, it's just a fly ball, and I don't care about baseball. But it would have been cool to catch it in my cup with my beer. That would have been
fun. Exactly. The experience of doing that would be like the point of that. That would be awesome.
I know. I almost had it, dude. Almost. It was quick, man. I'm telling you. It was like you heard that, and then fucking you had to look. I looked like real quick, and then saw it was coming my way, and I was like, "Oh shit, I'm gonna try to catch it." Fucking. It was just like a spur of the moment thing.
Yeah, you know it's flying when you hear that sound, man.
If I could have touched it with my body, no problem. But fucking, I'm not. I would have played baseball if I was good with my hands. I'm not bad with my hands. I played basketball, but
Or if you had a glove, that you would probably you probably would have caught it too.
I probably, yeah, I would have for sure. Because actually, that's pretty good, man. If it hit my cup, because
Yeah, that means you were right there.
And it had to have hit. Now that I think of it, it had to have hit my cup because how did it land in front of me? It had to hit something. So how did it land in front of me? And the kid got it. Like it rolled right in front, like down the seats. How the seats kind of go down, and they're on different levels, kind of like the cement or whatever, and it fucking rolled right down in like under him. And I didn't want to be all crazy and so I didn't grab it. I was like, fuck, man, like. It was right there. So I know it came off my cup. Everybody thought that I fucking, and I saw it on video when I watched it in slow motion, but other people probably thought I missed and just spilled beer everywhere. Or that's what you would think if you first watched it, probably. But no, fuck no, I got that shit in my cup.
Yeah, for sure.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. That's actually kind of cool, though. That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, but dude, the camera always seems to find me. It's weird. Dodger Stadium. I was out in the outfield one time. And I look up and I'm on the big fucking screen, like what the fuck? I didn't even know I was on there. Another time I go with my grandma. This one's the best one. I go with my grandma to the Laker game and we had really good seats because I knew somebody, so I got a deal. And fucking we sat seriously on the bottom. And she's never been to a Laker game. I ended up sitting next to this comedian, so you know me, I'm fucking joking around with this fool and shit. He's whatever. He's not that funny, but he's whatever. He goes to tell me at one point, like the middle of the game, like I'm talking about, they're doing the kiss cam, but I didn't know. And this whole fucking, he's like, "Hey, dude, you're on the fucking the big screen." I'm like, "What?" And I look up there, and it's kiss cam. Me and my grandma. I'm like, "What the hell?" Like right away, I'm smart, so I guess right away I just fucking kissed her on the cheek, you know, fucking courteous thing you would do. And then everybody was like, "Oh," the whole fucking stadium was like, "Oh," and then fucking. I wonder if they ever played that again or anything. I never could find the video. Yeah, but then right after it was Justin Timberlake and fucking Jessica Biel and all that. His chick or whatever. It was crazy. They started showing all the celebrities right after that. Yeah.
I'm wondering if you could find that on YouTube. I'm sure.
I tried to look. I couldn't find anything.
They might have it on archive. Like if you look at the maybe Lakers archive, the website. I'm not sure. Maybe I don't know how far back they keep the videos. You know, they archived that.
I don't know. You think it's
no, but I mean, if you're really interested in it, you know what I mean.
Oh, I always wanted to know, or see, that would have been dope. That was like a classic fucking. That was classic.
That's pretty epic. That's a pretty epic.
Right.
But do you think that they keep those videos, or does that just like live cam and then it doesn't even record it?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. They probably keep the good ones and then play them over sometimes. And like maybe they play them. I don't know if they play them when they show different clips. Like at the games, they show different clips of like compilation of different people doing different things or mess ups or bloopers or whatever. Or kiss cam moments, and like maybe that was on one.
They maybe use it like for promotional videos. Yeah, you should maybe look up.
Something.
If you're interested. I mean, maybe you should look up like a promotional videos archive or something. You know, on the Lakers website.
I'll look at it when we get up or something.
If you're interested. I mean, where was it at the Staples Center?
Yeah.
Yeah, they might have something. I mean, they might have something archived. I don't know.
Crazy house.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's what I'm saying. That shit always finds me somehow. I don't understand.
Well, maybe you're born for the spotlight, my friend.
You know what? When I was younger, I wanted to. Hollywood weird stuff.
Yeah, well, if it wasn't the way it is now, I mean, being an actor is not so bad, but the way that it's like portrayed and how the actors and actresses act, you know that it's like strange.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. All right, man. So I think, are you ready to wrap this up? I have to get going.
Yes, sir.
I think that was pretty good, man. Thank you for another excellent podcast.
Always. Likewise.
All right, man. Uh, so for the listeners or the future potential listeners, this has been another episode of the First Division podcast with my guest Drew. Thank you, as always, for joining me on this journey.
Yes, sir.
And
Always.
I will catch you in another podcast, my friend.
Yeah, Sunday, right? Or Wednesday, or what day is it?
This week probably have another. We'll be back with another podcast probably on Wednesday.
Okay, I'll talk to you soon.
All right, man. Take care, my
Have a
friend.
good rest of your day.
Yeah,
You too. Talk to you soon.
take care, man. And we're out.